What's happening, everybody? I hope everyone's having a great Friday so far, or whatever day you're tuning in. So, as always, I'm Sean, and this is Workout Wednesday Live. Premise is pretty simple. We come and hang out every Friday once a week to go over the latest Workout Wednesday challenge in Tableau. I do this blind. I have not practiced nor looked at the challenge outside of just what I see on Twitter, and I try to keep that to a minimum as well. So really, this is about as blind as I can be before I go into the challenge. And then the idea is, you get to watch me struggle through it or successfully go through it. We learn a few things along the way, and as I've mentioned before, I really enjoy this process of troubleshooting because I feel like there's a lot of quote unquote perfection in the community, right? Like, we need a solution. We need a solution to a problem. We Google the solution. We get our answers. We implement it, and then we walk away, which is great and is valid in the right circumstance. However, it's not really applicable, and it doesn't really help you. Doesn't really help me. I don't know what it does for you. It doesn't really help me learn, right? I just learned how to copy and paste, right? So by going through this process, whenever I get stuck on a problem in Tableau, right? We've all been there. We've all gotten stuck. We've all run into roadblocks, run into technical things, and Tableau's just not doing what you want it to, right? So how can you think creatively and think like Tableau to get you out of those situations and find a solution? That's my goal, my mission with these live streams. So that's what you can expect. Hopefully I don't mess up too bad. But sometimes we do, and we learn a few things along the way, right? So as long as we fail with the intent of learning, failing doesn't matter, right? So with that, I'm off my soapbox. Let's get into this challenge here. It is Community Month. I love Community Month. It's one of my favorite times of year for Workout Wednesday, because it is our chance as Workout Wednesday coaches to bring in the community to this challenge. I am biased, but I do feel like Workout Wednesday is uniquely positioned so that anybody can be a Workout Wednesday coach. We all have unique and interesting challenges in Tableau that we deal with in our work every single day, and we all have creative solutions. And this Community Month is an opportunity to bring those challenges to light and bring those community members to light. So that's what this month is, and we've got 4 or 5 different community members who will be bringing their own challenges to the table. And this first one is being kicked off by Spencer Bauke, who is he works with Luke at PH Data, and they are looking at we're looking at baseball game times, right? So they have recently starting this year, they have introduced the pitch clock for Major League Baseball games. And it is, as you can see, drastically already. It's shaved off almost half an hour off of game times, which, if you are a fan of baseball and if you partake in baseball games, it can get a little boring at times, right? So that's interesting. And so they've introduced the pitch clock. They've also introduced a few other rules that are going to help, hopefully, with not only just the pace of play, but also more offense. And so I think this is going to really be good for the game in the long run. There are many debates that are being had right now about it. Each position is valid, but I think in the end, I think fans are really going to like it. So anyway, all right, so here's what we're going to do. here is what we're going to do. We are going to build this bar chart for every single year and basically look at the average time for games per year. And you can even see it go up, right? You can see it kind of, you can kind of see it go up. So let's go get the data. The data is on MLB reference, which is great. There we go. And what we'll do here is we will copy, edit. Nope, not that. Well, I guess no, we won't. We'll not do that. Let's do get table as CSV. Copy everything. We just need 1960, I think is what they said. Oh, we can go ahead and do this. We'll go ahead and do this. So we'll copy this. What are we going to do here? We'll go to... Actually, I wonder what will happen if I just paste this into Tableau. Will it just automatically do it? Look at that. That's pretty rad. So all I did is I just took a comma delimited list, and it just copied it, and it knew that the first columns were the column names, and then it delimited by every comma, which is pretty awesome. So, neato. Didn't know that was possible, but that's all right. Okay, so let's go get this out of here. Let's clear all this. We have our data. Let's see. And if we refresh this, this is going to give us back to what we want. There we go. There we go. Okay, so the first is the time. Okay, and then time of game, and then we have time, the average time of a 9-inning game. Okay. Oh, interesting. Oh, interesting. Okay, this is pretty cool. All right, this is a pretty cool data set. There's some interesting things you can do here. All right, so let's look at this. So we have this time field. Time in Tableau. Duration is not great, so we're going to have some fun with that. So I think what we should probably do is, because this is coming in as date time, right? And that's, I mean, if we just look at this, right? If we just look at exact date, discrete, what's it doing? Okay, so it's coming in at, right? So this is coming in at, it's saying 1:34 a.m. on December 30th, 1899. Well, that's not entirely what we want, right? So let's look at some of the other requirements here that he's got. I think we need only 1960 and above. Yep. So we'll go in here. We'll do a data source filter. And we'll say on year, at least 1960. There we go. Okay. And we'll do, and then we need to have a year for, right? So we need to have decades, right? So so the first thing, let's figure out before we get into all this stuff about the time and duration stuff. Let's do a fun calculation. I mean, there are many calculations to calculate decades, but I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to call this decade, and I'm going to do let's see. I mean, what you could do is just left years, change it into a string, year, and just do the first 3 plus 0 s. All right, and then that you bring that out here, and there you go. Right, there are so many other different ways out there. If you know it, whatever your favorite way of doing decades is, drop a comment wherever you're watching, and let's create a list of fun ways to do decade calculations. So we've got that, and then we need to do the individual year, right? So we need to do the, so then it's, right, so this is the actual year in, and we actually want the, so if we do, and now we can just do right of string year 1, that will get us, right? That'll get us this kind of format here. Ended up creating a, yeah. So Peter just said he ended up creating a group. Yep, easily. Yeah, you could do that, which is also nice, and also easily to do. And then I did, and then so now we're back to here. So you can see I have one for the. And now if I drop my actual year on text, you can see I've got everything right here, right? So just doing some text manipulation, some character manipulation on that. I think that's awesome. So so you can see here we've got some things that are going here. So what we're going to do, but we'll just leave this off. Now what we can do is we can just do so what happens if I do that? Yeah, see, this is not really what I want, right? So if I do this, kind of weird things are happening, right? And so let's see here. If I change this to bars, what's that do? Yeah, so that's, and so that's not really what we want. So this is where we kind of figure, this is kind of where we have to get creative about how do we calculate, how do we change the time, right? The time is 2 hours, 30 minutes, which is coming in as a time field. Like what would happen? Let's create a new sheet. Let's jump into here to time divided by that. Let's do exact date. Let's do it as discrete, so we have what that is. And then what if we just bring a copy of this out, and instead, well, let's duplicate this, and then let's change the date type to a decimal. What is that going to do? That's going to give us what this is going to do is it's going to give us the day, it's going to give us basically the in decimal form, as opposed, to, it's kind of like the date format in Excel as a number. That's essentially what it's doing, right? So this one right here is 2 hours, right? So this 2:46 a.m. is essentially, 0.11 of a day, right? And that's not really what we want. So I think what we'll do is we'll just go extract. What if we just go extract the hour? Is that not okay, date part, hour of the time per 9 inning, right? That's going to give us our hour. And then we'll just do this, and that's going to be a dimension for now. And then we'll duplicate that, but then we'll just change this to minute. Right? And then we do that. So now if I take this out, we get 2. In minute, we get that. And now what I need to do to get the to turn this into a chart, right? To turn this into essentially what needs to be the height of a bar, right? Essentially what needs to happen is I need to change this into because right now it's just the number 2 and the number 23 and the number of minutes, right? So what I need to do is I needed to get it into a measure of some sort, right? So I'm thinking if I can change this to seconds or minutes, then I should be able to get a single value for the number of, so I can get that kind of time here, right? So let's create a calculated field. We'll call this minutes per 9i. And that's going to be my hour times 60. Go ahead and wrap these in parentheses so that we know that our order of operations, our PEMDAS, right, is going to do accordingly, and then we'll just do the minutes, right? And we're not going to aggregate this because we want this to be a row level calculation, right? So for each row, let's take the hour, multiply it by 60, add the minute. Let's do that. And now let's go ahead and drop that here, right? So we'll do that. Now, you can see here, let's just, and is it min? There we go. It has to be the minimum, right? So, and the reason for that, it's probably not going to matter. Right, it's not going to matter because if we just do the average, because right now this is just all of the times aggregated together, right? So now let's go here and let's drag our minutes per 9 inning and let's drag this to rows. And there we go, right? So now you can see I've got my bars that are that single measure, and so they're all on the same unit of measurement, right? And so that's what the height of the bar is. So now what we need to do is we need to format, although let's take a brief pause here. Tableau, please give us duration as a data type. It would make our lives so much easier. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. Okay, so now we have this, right? And we can see that we have just everything in minutes, right? So what do we do now? Well, now we need to create that time again, right? We need to create the time, right? So we say, let's do the duration, and it's just going to be, again, we're going to do the string of hour plus our plus our colon plus the string of minutes. And do we need leading zeros or not? Nope, we don't. Great. All right. So we'll do duration. We'll click OK. It's going to give us a text field. Let's drop that onto that as well. Right? And there we go. Right? So now we'll just drop these to the bottom. Right? So now what we need to do is we just need to create a, and then we'll just do create a calculated field, and we'll say if, this will be the 2023 reference line. Right, that's what we need here. We need a reference line across each of the different things, right? So then we'll just do, let's do across the entire thing, minimum if year equals 2023, then give me the minutes per 9 inning. And finish our fixed. So that's going to be the table scope across the entire table, every single row, put down the number of 2023, the duration of 2023. Right? And then that's going to be the 2023 duration, because now we need to take that and convert it back into this duration calculation. Right? So we do that, and then we're going to do the duration. We're going to duplicate this and just change these to, and then we need to, man, this is why we need duration as a data type, because my goodness, I have to go through a lot of steps here. So now what I need to do is I need to do the hour and minute of 2023, which I guess I could have skipped a step, but that's all right, right? So we'll do calculate this one. We'll do edit. We'll call this 2023 hour. And we'll call this duration. Nope. Have you ever noticed that, like, if I name my calculation, if I name a calculated field that starts with a number and you start to type it in, it doesn't come up in the list of fields. There's a way around that. If you open a bracket or a calculated field bracket, if you just do a square bracket and then you start typing, it'll show right up. That's a quick handy tip that I learned a while back. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, right. So that's not going to work because 2023 duration is not that, right? So in order to get that, we need to get the floor of 2023 duration divided by 60. And we'll change that to an int. I think that should work. Let's see. 2023 hour. Let's drag this here. Well, first, what I can do now is I can take my 2023 duration, 156. Yep. Okay. I can take this, throw it on detail, take my analytics and do reference line on the table for the duration. Right there. And then it's going to be custom. Oh, wait. I can't change the format of this. Okay. Let's do numbers custom. What happens if I just do no? Does it need to be seconds? Maybe? Times 60. Oh. Okay. Because yeah, that's going to be the deciding factor here. So let's do some of this. So hours multiplied by 60, and then let's multiply this whole thing by 60 to get the total seconds. Nope, that's not what I want. All right, let's go back. Let's go back here. Come on. There we go. All right. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get this 156 to actually be in that hour. I need this hours and minutes for this reference line. You can see that 156 minutes doesn't really tell us anything, right? And you can't, since it's a reference line and not a mark type, I can't do a custom label. So I've got to have that. I've got to figure that out. So let's Tableau duration time format. Formatting time durations. HHNN. Okay. If the total time is less than 24 hours, it is, we can use the following calculation. Date times seconds divided by, then we can use that, and that will, okay, interesting. Here we go. This is what I need here, right? All right. All right. So let's do that. It's interesting though. All right. All right. So I need to. So I need to calculate this in the number of seconds. Okay. So I need to, minutes per 9 innings is the hour times 60 plus the minutes. And that's going to give me the total number of minutes. And then to get seconds, we got to multiply that by 60, right? Values changed. The values change, but the units don't, right? Like that's why the scale changed, but the height of the bars doesn't change because all we're doing is we're just doing simple conversions. So I now have the number of that, and then it said date times seconds divided by. Okay, so let's try that, and this is actually seconds divided by 9 innings. And now we'll do seconds divided by 9 innings, create a calculated field, and we'll call this duration in time. And that's, what is it? Date time seconds divided by 86400. Click OK. And date format, date, HH, NNSS. NN, that's weird. Oh, because M's are months. That makes a little bit of sense, I guess. Okay. All right. So we're there. Date format. And can I get rid of seconds? Is that going to mess things up? I hope not. Nope, doesn't. Great. Okay. So I have that. Now, here's the next question, is if I change this back into an integer, duplicate, change this to a decimal, and bring that out, I still get the same thing! Hooray! Ha-ha! Huzzah! Okay. Alright, so now what we can do is we'll just do this on here. Well, that doesn't look right at all, does it? All right, can I do... All right, let's do seconds per 9 innings. What if I did this? Would that work? No. No, that goes way down there. This is interesting. What is going on here? Oh, because that is what that is. Okay. What's that look like? Does that look good? Hey! That looks good. Hey! Now we're getting somewhere. Let's add a reference line. And... hell! Oh, dang it. Oh, right. Okay, so now... okay, so the... alright. So that's working. I just need to change the... so here now we can go ahead and do the no tooltip, but we'll do custom. And what is it? Let's go back. And we'll do, yeah, all right. So we'll do value in 2023. And I don't need this colon. Yep, like that. Click OK. And then that's going to look weird, but that's okay, because now what I need to do is I just need to get the 2023 and duration and time copy. Click OK. Go to my reference line. Click edit. And there it is, right there. Yes! See, this is the fun part. Because, you know, that feeling, we've all felt that before, right? We've all been like, okay, how am I going to get through this? And then you do it, and you're happy. Right? You can't get that feeling from a blog. Just saying. All right. So now we need to do, so now we just need to format our reference line number to be HH in. Bingo. Look at that. That's pretty awesome. And then we'll do our format, and we'll do the alignment. We're going to do it over to the left. And do we have shading? Do we need shading? Yeah, no shading. No shading. Okay. So now we've done that, and now we just need to do, for the color, we just need to do a average time duration greater than sum of 2023 duration. Click OK. Drop that onto color. Bingo. And in order to get that, we'll do greater than or equal to. And now, oh, what happened in 1983? Oh, okay. So the reason that this has changed is because MLB Reference, where we got our data, updates every single day after all the games have completed. So when Spencer made this, right, it was 2 hours and 38 minutes. But since that time, since the time that he originally made this and took a screenshot of it, the average MLB baseball game is already dropped 2 minutes since he did that in 2023. So when we do that, you can see that 1983 was the exact same. So now to finish out this, we'll take average time duration for each year. We'll drop it on that. We'll give it there. That looks good. What do we do? We're doing this we're kind of doing these other colors here. So we've got blue for true, no, blue for false. And then we've got this kind of orangey looking color here for, but it's like a, I don't know, does he give us the colors? Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. Do they give us the colors? They don't. All right. All right, so in that case, I'm just going to do it out. I'll just do what I want. Since that's the way they're going to act. Oh, that color looks good. Click apply. That looks good. So there we go. What else? Do we need to do tooltips? Does he say anything about tooltips? No tooltips. Great. Match formatting. Lightning default. I think that's what I just did. Ha. That's awesome. I just kind of made that up. I didn't even see. I told you. I'm telling you. I don't look at this, right? I don't look at this beforehand. I just kind of make it up. So, all right. That's pretty cool. I like it. So, HH:NN. And you have to convert your things to date time, and you need to divide the total. So you need to take your duration, get it into seconds, then create a date time off of that, and then divide the seconds by whatever that 86,700 or whatever it was, 86,400, right? And then and then you do the HHNN. The reason why it's NN and not MM, because MM is the custom number format for months. So they had to come up with a different letter to do minutes. So they chose N. I don't know. I didn't make the rules. But anyway, this is good. And yeah. Yep. I knew that Jonathan Drummond would come through because he is a master, Hall of Famer. He's great. So that's what we're doing. That's how we did it. And now we can take this off. We don't need to show our header. We don't need tooltips. We'll turn off those. Click OK. We don't need this header. Let's see what else. What else do we need to get rid of? The rest is just formatting, right? So we don't need our column dividers, but we'll keep our row dividers. Probably don't need grid lines. That looks good. Cool. All right, well, there you have it. And we'll just throw it onto a dashboard and call it good. That was fun. What's up with that 1 year in the 80s? 1983? This one? Yes. So the reason that this one is because it equals what the current 2023. So, yeah. There you go. Perfect. Love it. Peter's catching on. Love it. Thank you so much. Let's see. Yeah, that was fun. That was a really quick one. And that's okay, right? We don't need to, challenges don't always need to be difficult, right? Sometimes you need a good, right? If you think about workouts, right? Sometimes you just need a recoup day, right? Think of this as a recoup. But I say that for myself. If you had been through this challenge and it was a little bit difficult for you, hopefully this video helped you out. And hopefully you learned a few things. I know I did. By going through this, I learned about time duration and what you need to do. I will probably guarantee that I will not remember that number that I need to divide my seconds by, so I'll probably refer to that blog post again, and that's okay. We don't need to remember it all. We just need to remember, if you remember the general framework of how to do it, that's all you need. So, with that, thank you so much for watching. Drop a like, drop a comment, share it, enjoy it. Thank you so much. As always, I'm Hipster Viz Ninja. We are data people. Go forth and viz.